guys? Today it's Maitbie and we are going over Star Wars Republic Commando. This is going to be episode 1 of my series, which is why wasn't there a second. And we're talking about a great game. This game was on Xbox. It was Star Wars Republic Commandos. It was a lot of fun. It was one of the first shooters that Star Wars had came out with that was really successful. Not only because it had a really good campaign, where in the campaign you became a clone and you were in the 501st and you went on missions during the Clone Wars. It was the most fun thing. And it was a really good game that didn't get a sequel, and we're going to be going over why it didn't get a sequel and why it's not coming out today, as well as the future for the game and if there is one.
Delta Lead, are you alright? You just took an anti-infantry round. Your vitals don't look very good.
So, Star Wars Republic Commando, it was a first-person shooter that was really out of its time. As I said, if you really enjoyed this Star Wars game, it was most likely because of the campaign. It had a really good campaign where you were a clone commando and you were in the 501st and you were going on missions, and all of this happened during the Attack of the Clones. So this is all during episode 2. And what was so great about this was this is in 2005, and so it was going on just about as whenever Attack of the Clones was coming out. And although that is not one of the best Star Wars movie that's come out, this game literally brought out the best parts of the game. It was so much fun, the best parts of the movie, I mean. So it brought out all of these things that really could have been expanded on more in Attack of the Clones, which I think could have made it even a better movie. But it really just was way out of its time. It was an amazing game, and it went over the 501st. And if you're like me and you love clones, I mean, I've got a Stormtrooper helmet back there. I love Stormtroopers and clones and all that. This was awesome. So you got to play as a commando, and this game was so cool because you could do so many things. Like, you went over and you took over separatist bases, you went on secret clone missions, and even did the Jedi Order's dirty work. You would go and take care of certain things that they hadn't had time for, or you were on the front lines while the Jedi were behind you. It was just a really cool and thought out game. And although this game was amazing, it never ended up getting a sequel, which really troubled fans and really troubled us because we really wanted a sequel to this game. And it just didn't come out with it. So it left everyone curious. After a successful game, it sold 200,000 units in England alone. That's not including the US. That's not including the rest of the world, just the England alone. 70,000 in the UK and 40,000 in France. And throughout England, it was a popular game. And it was just as popular in America, selling on the Xbox and also selling on computer. And although this game was so good, whenever I was researching it, I found out that a sequel to the game was already supposed to come out, and it was called Star Wars Imperial Commando. And this game was basically canceled because of the book series that was the Republic Commando novel series. And these books came out about the Imperial Commando and the 501st, and with Lucasfilm going so far into LucasArts and all that going so far into, at this time they were developing Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, they really just stopped the production of this game, although they had already had so much momentum going into this. They used this momentum to go into their Battlefront games. So whenever I looked at this, I looked at how many loved the books, and honestly I think that the series, it kind of was continued out through this book series, but it was nothing like it could have been with a new game. In an interview with the director of the game, which was Tim Longo at the time, he was the director of this game for LucasArts, he ended up saying, "We are just not really focusing on a sequel with the success of Battlefront 1 and upcoming Battlefront 2. And we are wanting to put our best foot forward for this game," which is very understandable with how big Battlefront 2 is. I mean, the old Battlefront 2, it was really like condensed as the best Star Wars game for its time. I know that brings the most nostalgia back to me, and I know it probably brings just as much nostalgia back to you. And although the original Battlefront 2 was amazing, it left a lot of fans wondering, where is Republic Commandos 2? We really wanted a Commandos 2, we really wanted something like that, and unfortunately they just never really continued the series. So the one thing that I'm kind of hoping for, and a lot of other people that are big fans of the Clone series and the 501st, although we have gotten some content with the 501st, I mean, we got the We got some Clone Wars content. We've got Clone Wars going on. We had the new series come out for the new season. We had the Bad Batch and talk about that, although they weren't necessarily connected with the 501st. Really just kind of troubled fans and really just wanted us to have more 501st content. As someone who loves clones, as someone who loves those type of things, I was really disappointed that they didn't go further in depth of a storyline of a clone Commando. So hopefully EA with their series coming to an end with the next couple of years, with their subscription coming to an end, I hope that they will come out and just make more Clone Commandos content, more 501st content, and I would really love a campaign that would just be all clones. I mean, I've always wanted to just see the perspective of the 501st and learn more about them, although there's legends and there's clone stuff throughout the Clone Wars, and there's just little hints at it throughout the whole series. I would love just a 501st game just to play as a clone trooper, go through his experiences, and learn through that. Anyways, guys, if you like the series, please drop a like, as it really would help out the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you really like this series, drop a like, comment it, just let me know, because I really love making series like this. I really love talking about games that didn't end up coming out the way that they were supposed to. And as always, this is a discussion. Please leave your thoughts in the comment about how you think that this game should have had a second one, if you thought Battlefront 2 was the right game at the right time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, Maitbie out.